again. Excuse us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a little pre-show frivolity here, and it probably spilled over.
Great word, John.
Spilled over into the intro. I'm John Gray, and we're just playing Living Me and my buddy Jim Fuller.
What was the word?
Frivolity.
Frivolity. Okay, very good word, John. I'm impressed. And by the way, folks, you know, usually I've said this many times before, but usually what happens in the 3 minutes leading up to this opening is probably the best part of the show. Sorry, you don't get to see it. But,
it's fun. It's fun time. Speaking about fun time. I went out to the AOPA fly-in this weekend, and it was an absolute success. We have some video on here about that. I think there were over 400 planes here, and there were over 2,500 people visiting.
You know, that's amazing. You know, I don't recall seeing a lot of promos on that event, and I guess because you got on an airplane to really be into that. But that's amazing that they brought 2,500 people to this town for that event, and a lot of things like that happen out there.
And I think they said maybe 2% of the people there were from Tullahoma.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there was from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it was a great event. You'll see with the video that the people who were in charge of that were absolutely pleased, very pleased with Tullahoma, and we'll come back with that event here. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, cool.
That is a good thing. Now that Peggy's not here today, the University of Tennessee won a football game for her.
They did. Big win over Georgia, and that's kind of one of those signature wins for Coach Butch Jones. It's almost not fair, though, because the previous week, you know, there's, as we've talked also many times, there's 24/7 coverage on whatever subject you want.
For sure.
Especially sports. And the previous week on most of these talk shows, they were just wearing Butch Jones out because they didn't like his play calling in the Florida game nor the Arkansas game. And, you know, this was sort of a redemption for him. But then all of a sudden, when it should have happened, which would have been yesterday, Monday, when all the accolades come in for that big win over Georgia, Florida's quarterback gets suspended for a year. The Southern California coach gets fired, you know, and Steve Spurrier retired. So there was nothing,
Butch
no redemption for Butch. And
Poor Butch.
You know, that's a shame. You know.
Well, it's, you know, my mother-in-law, Dot Couch, who's a very astute lady and very up on sports. She really loves her sports. And she told me the other day, she said, sort of like Tullahoma, she said, maybe y'all just don't play the first quarter. And like them, maybe they didn't need to play the last quarter, but what happened is they play better from behind than they do being ahead.
They did, and I forget the guy's name that was doing the play-by-play, or was the color guy on the broadcast. He said that when Tennessee fell behind, I think 14-3, and then it got worse. But he said, you know, this might be a good thing for them because they haven't done very well playing with the lead. So, you know.
Well, you know, it's that old thing, you know, you get ahead and then you try to protect the lead. You know, you don't do what got you ahead. You quit doing what makes you successful and change it to something to try not to lose, and you end up losing. And when you're behind, you got nothing to lose, so you just start slinging it, and you're playing free-spirited and having fun, and guess what? All of a sudden you win.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm telling you, you know. So.
But, you know, I would think possibly that would have been a different game if their star running back Nick Chubb wouldn't have gotten hurt in the first play of the game.
If anybody would have been one that would have been the difference maker.
In that
Although
game.
His backup, Sony Michel, got 143 yards on the ground, so that's about what Chubb was averaging. But you know, he's a tremendous athlete, and I hope he recovers well.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I hadn't heard a report on that. I think though maybe he might have torn his ACL.
his mother said yesterday that it wasn't as bad as they initially thought it was. So,
Well, it was ugly.
but yeah, it was.
It was ugly when they showed it. They didn't show it but once and said, we're not going to show this again.
Right.
It's too ugly to show.
Yeah. I think he's just a sophomore, so
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
scary things, I hope, a lot of these college players have insurance policies that if they can't make it to play the pros because of an injury, they get some money out of that, and that usually I don't think happens to you're a junior though.
Right,
so,
right.
So,
And they were talking about that. The talking heads were talking about that. How college kids need to be played for what they do. Be paid for what they do.
Yeah.
And one of the reporters said, well, I don't know if they need to be paid, but they need to have insurance on all of them.
yeah.
Because you take a kid like that, who was the kid, speaking of Spurrier? Lattimore. That
Marcus
played for
Lattimore, yeah.
Spurrier. He got hurt like that and his deal was over. And he was the best running back in the country, and he went to the pros and never ran a down, not one
Right.
down
He did
run.
have insurance though.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is I think Lattimore got $2 million, which is okay, but that's nothing like what you'd get if you were able to play.
Right, right.
I mean, certainly he's.
And without that type of an injury, and it's a
Yeah.
brutal sport,
Yeah.
and they need to be protected some way or another. They need to be protected
Yeah.
because it's most of these young men, as in anything, like if you're a mathematician or a chess player, I mean, you work your whole life from the time you're
Oh, yeah.
4 years old to end up where you are being the best, and one missed move and it's over, and
Yeah.
that's pretty tough.
And if you're a Tennessee fan, you're awful happy about what came to pass there on Saturday. If you're a Georgia fan, they're really down on the coach down there, Mark Rich. They were down on him before that game because of his big loss to Alabama the previous week. And I sometimes wonder, and maybe it's because we've been through the Phil Fulmer age and everybody says get rid of Fulmer, and we ain't done real good since then in 8 years, but it's looking up now. But Mark Richt has averaged, I think, 9, almost 10 wins a season,
Yeah.
and it's in his 15 years that he's been at Georgia, and they're talking about getting rid of him.
Well, it's
so-
it's like in the pros they talk about the quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to get rid of that quarterback, and one of them will say, well, look around and see who's better.
Yeah.
The guy's won 10 games.
Yeah.
Who you gonna put in his place?
Exactly.
So every now and then you just gotta play the middle of the game.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because sooner or later, but it's like Andy Dalton. Everybody's talking about get rid of Andy Dalton, get rid of Andy Dalton. Now the Bengals are on the top of their division.
Yeah.
He's playing lights out.
Yeah.
These kids don't show up ready to play pro football. Obviously, look at Jameis Winston. Look at Marcus Mariota. As good as he is, he's still not ready for the speed of that game.
Yeah.
RG3. You can't put those guys in there. Who's the kid from Tennessee who went to Washington and got beat to death?
Heath Schuler.
Heath Schuler.
Yeah.
It takes a couple of years for these guys to learn how to play that game. So,
And the speed of the game that's a good point, John, because the speed of the game even from high school to college or college to pros, it's almost like if you're in college, for instance, and this one defensive back over here is really good, you just go to somebody else. You stay away. You don't throw in his area. But when you get to the pros, they're all that good.
Yeah, all of them are good.
And then you throw that pass out there that you completed 99% of the time in college, and all of a sudden it got intercepted because the guys done closed on it much quicker.
Or you run out there where you like the old boy that was quarterback at Tennessee from Texas. You run out there and run around everybody in college. Well, when you get out there in the pros, there's a 360-pound man out there waiting on you because he's fast as you are.
He's fast as that's scary. Isn't it?
Hey, yesterday was Columbus Day, and I want to say, Christopher, thank you very much. Wouldn't have been for you, we wouldn't be here right now.
Absolutely.
We'd still be in Spain.
That's right. That's right.
So because of Christopher Columbus, I've got a buddy, Tim Daly, and he and I write together, and Tim's kind of an obtuse kind of guy, and he calls me in the middle of the night and says, hey, here's a line. And he called me one night, he'd been watching a Christopher Columbus movie, and he said, I got this line, 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, what is he? He said, he sailed across the ocean to show the Queen that he could. I said, yeah, well, what's next? And he said, I don't know, finish it. So what I have here is what started off to be a line about Christopher Columbus and ended up sort of as a faith definition. But it's called Everything. And this is for you, Chris, and for you, Tim. Everything.
I sailed across the ocean to show the Queen that I could. I walked with an Indian princess beneath the virgin woods. I raised the flag in a distant land, and just before war, I had all I could stand. Every story ever told, I'm 1 in a million years old, and I am everything. The redwood forest to Saturn's rings, a tidal wave, a drop of dew, breath of life in all of you. I'm history and future, yeah. Everyone you've ever met. Rock of Ages, hear them sing. I'm everything. I was the first one ever walk on the moon. I'm Beethoven's fifth, well, I'm a Beatles tune. I'm the last cross made out of stray dogwood. I'm all that's bad, and I am all that's good. I'm every story ever told. I'm 1 in a million years old, and I am everything. The redwood forest to Saturn's rings, a tidal wave, a drop of dew, the breath of life in all of you. History and future, yeah. Everyone you've ever met. Rock of Ages, hear them sing. I'm everything. I'm everything. I'm everything.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Still got that old picture.
Well, welcome back. You threw me off there, Paul.
That's
You
right.
threw me off
That's
there for a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're joined now by Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell. And Paul was commenting on that picture there that we had on the opening, and rightly so, because Paul is about 60 pounds lighter than when that picture was taken. And I think I saw a new photo come in from Winston Brooks at the City of Tullahoma, so we didn't apparently get that changed.
No, you haven't changed that
We haven't
yet.
changed that. We will get that changed before you're on next time.
All right.
Philip, if you're listening to me back there, you make a note and make sure that happens. I mean,
Well, if we're going to rely on Philip, then leave him
well,
2
Philip's
notes.
like me. We have to drive around this town, and so it'd probably be wise if we made the police chief happy about that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
All right, Paul, we're here today. We're going to talk about what?
Vigilance.
Vigilance. Okay.
And, and maybe the short way of summarizing that is if you see something, report it. Too often we get notified about something, and then in the course of our investigation, as we're asking questions, learning more, somebody will tell us, oh yes, I heard something that night, or I saw a suspicious vehicle, or the big one that my dogs were barking and they never bark at night. Okay, that should be a clue to get up and see what's going on. So what we ask is that people just be aware of that. If you see something, go ahead and call us. It's not a imposition on us. That's what we're out there. We're waiting for people to call us and give us information. And we also want to encourage those people whose day-to-day duty is being out in the community. Let's take our postal employees, our utility workers, delivery people, whoever. Those are great eyes and ears for us. And we like to encourage them they know their surroundings. They know what looks normal, what doesn't look normal. And we ask that they act upon that.
Sure.
And one of the things that we as police tell new police officers is if it doesn't seem right, or rely on that gut feeling, because usually if you don't think something's right, it's probably not right. And we as the police would rather come out and check something out and find out, okay, there's nothing to it. And people understand that, they appreciate that, than to get a call 2-3 days later that, hey, I saw this, and now we're trying to play catch up. And that's very difficult to do that. We had a couple incidences in town where some suspicious people were seen at different locations, and nobody called us until after the fact. And of course, like I say, by then we're trying to play catch up. Whereas if someone had just picked the phone up and called at that point, we could have got an officer out there, found the people, found out who they were, found out what they were doing, gather whatever information we needed, and determine if we need to go further with this. So, vigilance is everybody's responsibility. We all have those neighbors that maybe don't work, that are stay-at-home people, and how many times do we say, well, my neighbor stays home all day, go ask them. And that's a good lead for us as police. But there's all these other people too that, hey, if you see it, report it.
Yeah, I think we all probably should remember, and I would assume you might agree, that there's more criminals out there than there are police.
Oh, yes.
So if you help the police out by doing just what you said,
And we'd like to be everywhere all the time. As you just said, there, if we've got 5, 6, maybe 7 officers working the street, and Tullahoma is about 25 square miles, so you start putting the numbers together, and we've got a population of about getting close to 19,000.
Right.
5 or 6 or 7 officers to service that it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
And as we've spoken before, a lot of our calls we'll send 2 officers to, so that cuts into our resources. So we've got to rely on the public to help us.
Right.
And so we encourage you, we solicit, we beg, whatever, to call us. Let us
Right.
know what's going on, and then we'll come out. That's what we're doing. We have that label, protect and serve, and serving is sometimes waiting to be called. Protecting is what I kind of consider the proactive part of it.
Right.
And the service is, okay, you've called, you need some help, you need the police.
And if you live in Tullahoma, there's a couple of ways you can call. Of course, certainly you call 911 if there's an emergency,
Right.
but there's another number.
And we have a non-emergency number, which is 455-3411. And that goes to the communication center. Some people will call the headquarters, police headquarters, and give us information, and we just have to tell them, well, you need to call this other number. And a lot of times, they're not real happy. Well, why can't you take the information? Because what we have to do is hang the phone up, then we have to call the communication center, and there's always that other question, are they still following the people? Are they, can they give a description of the car? And if we haven't gotten all that information initially, we've lost it. So we'd rather the person that's viewing it or reporting it call the communication center directly and give them that information.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Paul. Because I know one time it was late at night, and I was going home, and I was behind a person who appeared to be major impaired, and called the communication center. She apparently dispatched someone, but it was between here and Manchester, and all during the time they ultimately got the gentleman. But it was like she was talking to me. She's also talking to the officers there, and you don't have that capability if they're calling.
If they call headquarters, that phone call is pretty much done.
Right.
And all that crucial information is lost.
Right.
So and we know people get upset with that when we ask them, well, will you call this number? But that's the reasoning behind it. The communication center will handle that call just as you said. They'll keep you on the phone, find out what direction you're going. Are they doing something different? They'll get all that information and talk to the officer at the same time, because the officers will have questions. What direction are they traveling? And if we've hung up the phone, none of that information is available.
Exactly. And I would imagine, I know that sometimes, as in that particular case, it was late at night, we'd been to a horse show, worked a horse show, you're tired, and you think, I'm not getting involved in that. However, then on the other hand, you think, well, what if this person is drunk and he runs over somebody and kills them, and I could have done something about that by calling the police. So.
And that's a very good point. What we try to encourage people, this is our community. It's not just the police's responsibility to serve it.
Sure.
It's all about, we all have a responsibility. We all have a vested interest in our community. So why would you not call?
Yeah, exactly.
And we don't always, let's say that instance you're talking about, you're driving home, you call the communication center to report an erratic driver. We don't necessarily want you to become a witness. We just want you to tell us where they're at, so we can get an officer there and let the officer observe their driving habits, and then you can go on your way.
Sure.
Now, of course, if it ends up in an accident, we're going to want you to stop and tell us what you saw and
absolutely,
things of that nature. But getting involved should not be something people are fearful of. Sometimes we have to get involved.
Right.
How many times maybe do you become a victim and you wish someone had gotten involved?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We know 100 cars drove by, but why didn't anyone help us?
Exactly.
So we're that same thing. Get involved, be a part of the community, take some ownership. And again, that number, as you said, 911 for an emergency. Now, if you can't remember the other number, they're still going to talk to you. They're not going to tell you.
Right.
But they're going to try to make the call as quick as they can so that they don't tie up that phone line.
Right.
And then the non-emergency number is 3411.
Those of us who have lived in Tullahoma forever, that's been the police department's number for 40 years.
And people can rattle off the headquarters number too.
Right,
And it's like,
right.
okay, and that's
Right.
good that people can do that.
Right.
But maybe someday we'll talk about the 911 system, because that's very interesting, the
Sure.
way that functions. And of course, with technology and everything now, the cell phones, it's come a long way.
I would imagine that cell phones, and I guess we're out of time again, unbelievably.
Did we get the big X?
I think we got the big X, but I would imagine cell phones have also been a big help to police officers.
And in fact, today we're going to have a demonstration with a program that uses cell phones to give us tips. And it's, I'm anxious to see, it's going to be an app. So again, we all know how many apps we have on our phone. You
Sure.
just go to that one and you have instant connection with something.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So I'm anxious to see that demo and see how effective it'll be for us.
Great idea. We'll talk about that next time.
Okay.
Add another technology
That's right.
thing. Paul, thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
for
by.
having
It's
us.
always a pleasure. Folks, we'll be right back with more living right after this.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there is all kinds of stuff going on in our area this weekend, and we have people on the show today to tell you about everything that's happening around here. It's got dogs happening, it's got zombies running, there's all kinds of stuff going on. And but one of the things that's happening is at South Jackson Civic Center this Saturday night, the Three Sopranos will be performing, and this is a little bit different. A lot of you folks have heard of the Three Tenors, and that's a show that's traveled all over the world. But we have three local women who are sopranos who are trained, collegiately trained in singing, and they are going to do a show called The Three Sopranos at South Jackson Civic Center, and it's everything from classical music all the way through pop. It will be absolutely wonderful. The South Jackson's having a new 9-foot grand piano delivered either today or tomorrow that will be on stage, and it will be different. It will be, it's not formal, but if you want to dress up, you can. Get out of that box you're in. You know, we all get sort of in a rut doing things and listening to the same music and going the same places. Do something different. Go hear the Three Sopranos. Here's a little interview with them right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at South Jackson Civic Center, and I am with the Three Sopranos plus one, and that would be starting from the left, Cynthia Gray. And then also we have Sharon Edwards. We have Michelle Anderson, who is the accompanist and we have Erica Peterson. And ladies, tell our audience what in the world is going on at South Jackson Civic Center October the 17th. Who wants to start?
I will start. October 17th, we will be in concert, the three of us, plus Michelle, playing all of our pieces beautifully, I might add.
Thank you.
And we are doing a concert centered around the ladies of the stage. So we will have the ingenue and the villainous vixen and the flirt and the heartbroken lover and just all of these wonderful roles that women have played throughout history, and we will be putting them on for a Tullahoma audience.
Okay, and each of you, how will the performance be set? Will each of you sing individually?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have individual songs, and we have some duets, and we have one all together.
Yes.
One all together. And how did you get involved in this appearance?
Well, our good friend Peggy Burton came up with the idea. I think she was the original concept creator, and she came to Cindy and the other girls and started the idea, and then
we were like, yeah.
we took it and we ran with it, and it's still being created as we speak. I think it's still developing.
It's exciting.
It's a great program.
It's fun to be a part of a piece of art that's moving
ever
like this.
changing,
Yeah.
and you're going to get a little bit of everything in this program. A little bit of Broadway, opera, jazz,
Even
good
some
Disney.
variety. Even some Disney, yeah.
And
For the little ones.
It's a black tie suggested formal affair, a little reception at 7:30, and you can just grab your date and have an elegant evening of superior music. It'll be fun.
Well, Erica, have either of y'all ever performed together before
I don't think
this event?
Michelle and I have. They performed together, but I don't think
and
any of us singers have ever performed together. In fact, they just met today.
We just met today.
And so,
We've been this together, through emails and texts and phone calls and everything else.
Distance collaboration.
And through our piano player, our collaborative pianist
and
here.
so Michelle is having to play all the
I
songs.
am.
Yes.
I am mixing the pot.
She's the only one that
Mixing the
may
pot.
actually have an idea of the finished product.
Well, it's still in works, but it's glorious. It's really glorious, and I didn't know until we started rehearsing how varied and wonderful it was, and how varied and wonderful their voices are. They're so different as singers. They all have a different color and tone, and when you put it together, it's just this beautiful harmony.
Okay, well, it is October the 17th, reception at 7:30, show at 8. Ticket price is $20 for adults, $15 for children. And we're going to give them just a taste right now of what they might hear when they come. So
I'll take the root. Okay.
hit a harmony note and let's go out with some golden voices.
All right.
Folks, you don't want to miss this. We'll see you at South Jackson Civic Center.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
At the time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. At the time, you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away, and choosing the right seat for your little one's age and size will take you down the road to safer travels.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and in this segment we feature our pet of the week, and we've also got some other things to talk to you about today. To my left is Teresa Holt with the Tullahoma Animal Shelter, and I am sorry we have not met.
Jacob Swick.
Jacob Swick?
Swick.
Okay, all right. And what do you want to do first? Do you want to talk about Bark in the Park, or you want to talk about the pet of the week, Teresa?
I think she's more important.
Okay.
So let's talk about her first.
All right. Tell us about the pet of the week.
Her name is Taco. She's a Chihuahua mix. She's about 4. She's very loving, very shy. She's a great little dog for somebody to adopt.
Okay. And Taco, how did she come to the shelter? Was you as a stray, or did you?
Yeah, it was a stray.
Well, it was a stray. Okay. How many strays do you guys pick up normally during the course of a week?
Always varies.
Yeah.
You can go one day and not pick up anything, and then the next day pick up 12.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Usually you'll adopt 3 out, and then you'll get 6 back in. So it's just constant.
That's amazing, and I've always been so impressed with the job you guys do down there.
Well, thank you.
And I mean, really, but it's a constant battle. I know that you make every effort to get these pets adopted out, but what a lot of them are there for extended periods of time, I think.
Yes, we have about, I think, 5 left who have been there since 2013.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, very long time. And we do keep them as long as they're thriving and doing well and happy in the shelter environment. And we have volunteers that come in and walk and socialize with them. So they do get the interaction that they need.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
Yes. So we keep them there as long as it takes. And some of our dogs that we've kept a long time have went on to become special needs dogs and to serve other purposes.
So Taco is a 4-year-old female. Has she been spayed yet? Or?
Not yet.
Not yet, but she will be.
Yes.
When she leaves the shelter.
With a $35 adoption fee,
Right.
we make sure every dog that leaves there gets a free spay or neuter.
Oh, okay.
So that way we can prevent future litters and hopefully keep them at home.
You know, we do a segment on our news every week called Pet of the Week, of course, and I want to ask a totally irrelevant question. Who comes up with the names for this? Because you got every one of those pets. Every one of those pets in that shelter has a name.
Yes, we refuse to call them by their case number.
Yeah.
So we name every dog. One of the most interesting that Officer Swick has named was Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit, okay, all right.
We have to be creative.
Yeah. Do you guys get together and talk about this, or does somebody just get the responsibility of
Whoever brings it in gets the responsibility of naming the dog, and if we don't like it, we all come together and then let them know that we're going to change it.
All right. We're going to run out of time, so let me get back on the relevant stuff here. Now, if you would be interested in adopting Taco or any other of the pets down there, and they have a number of them, you would do what, Teresa?
Just visit us at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter. We're also animal control, same thing, 942 Maplewood Avenue. You can look us up on Facebook, Tullahoma Animal Shelter, on Pet Finder, www.tullahoma.petfinder.com. Give us a call, 454-9580, and we'll be glad to try to help match you up with a pet.
Okay. Now, this weekend we've got Bark in the Park coming up,
Yes.
which is hugely important because I think you use the money for that to do
medical
care. Tell us about
Yes, this is our 12th annual Bark in the Park. It was started originally to help save lives by providing medical care. And with that, we ended up years ago being able to become a no-kill facility. So it's very important. We spend about $18,000 to $20,000 a year on medical care, and a lot of that comes from our fundraisers and from donations and our supporters, who we greatly appreciate, and some of the local businesses in town. So Bark in the Park this year, you know, we have the dog contest and games, of course, silent auction. We rented the big volcano slide for big and small children. We'll have Sandy's dog training there. We'll also have good dog training, wood rats chimes, live, love, bark, photography. The hot tub that Pool and Spa Express has been taken, you can guess how many number of bottles is in it. It's going to be given away at Bark in the Park, and you will get your last chance to buy a chance to guess the number. We have puppy love dog treats, 4 legs and a tail and pampered pooch. They're going to be doing nail clipping. Then we have the dog contest. And that's where we also at the end crown Mr. and Miss Tullahoma K9. And just to run through the contest really quick, you can also find this on our Facebook page. shortest dog, tallest dog. Then we'll have a shelter dog beauty pageant where we highlight some of the dogs from the shelter. The best mixed breed show, best pure breed show. And then we're going to have an owner, handler, and dog look-alike contest. And then the best trick.
I love that one.
And some owners and dogs do resemble each other.
Sure they do.
And then the best costume contest. So that can be just the dog or the dog and the handler. That's always one of my favorites. And then we'll end with a Mr. and Miss Tullahoma Canine contest, which you have to be either a resident of Tullahoma or adopted from the shelter to enter in that contest. And at the silent auction, this is one item that Speedliner has donated to the silent auction. I'll let Officer Swick tell you a little bit about it.
It's a remote start for your car.
Oh, cool.
Which is great in the winter. You don't have to get out there and scrape your windows. Just start your car up and you get out there and it's nice and warm. They're a wonderful thing to have. And Speedliner was nice enough to give us one to auction off on Saturday.
Yeah, and also Fast Jacks has had a contest every week. Have you heard about that?
No,
the gnomes?
no.
So they're voting for either the Vols or Alabama. And you notice that our shirt has the nice Tennessee Vols color on.
All right.
And then I have the Crimson Tide.
Right.
Don't hold it against me if I'm a Bama fan. So the gnomes, what they do is every week they vote and then they decorate it in that theme for that weekend. And all the money that Fast Jacks has collected will be presented to us at Bark in the Park as well.
Super.
So it's a collaboration of the community coming together to help the stray and unwanted animals. So it's wonderful.
Bark in the Park's coming up this
12th
Saturday.
annual.
12th annual Bark in the Park coming up this Saturday at Wagner Park. Starts at
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
And we'll end up about a little after 2 we'll end.
It's a great event, and I'm sure you probably heard Teresa say a moment ago, the Tullahoma Shelter is a no-kill facility. So it takes a lot of money to make that happen. So encourage you folks to get out there and help out, and so that all these dogs can be taken care of as Taco is being taken care of. There it seems to be a very, very happy pet. And if you're interested in adopting one of these pets, please give them a call at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter, and that number once again is
454-9580.
Thanks a lot, folks. We appreciate all you do for our community and all you do for these pets, and wish you the best of luck coming up this Saturday.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living right after this.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paintworks at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Ikonen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the Tullahoma Airport, and you can see the AOPA is in town this weekend, and there are airplanes parked everywhere. There are people come from all over the United States to be here today. They said they had 600 and some odd for the barbecue dinner last night. And it's a Saturday, and there are planes in the air and people around everywhere. And we're going to see just what all's going on out here. I met Chris, the director, just a minute ago, and we'll get an interview with him and find out about their stay in Tullahoma. And we have all kinds of vendors out here, food vendors and beer vendors, and it's a good time. There's people lined up, stacked up everywhere. This is a great event for Tullahoma. And again, as you can see, there's people lined up all in front of the museum. There's tents everywhere. You know, a lot of these people come and set up tents and sleep with their airplanes. And there's one right there. See if we can get that. Like I said, there's people all down through here walking around and having a good time right here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. It's a great deal. Look at all those planes out there in front. And then they're in here inside the area where the Tiger Wings are usually kept, and they have all this set up for feeding and instruction, and it's just packed with people. There are people everywhere, and they've all come to Tullahoma, Tennessee. We're one of 4 places that was chosen this year. They do 4 of these a year. We're one of 4 places that was chosen to do this, and how fortunate are we. All right, I'm with Chris Eads, the Director of Outreach and Events for AOPA. And Chris, welcome to Tullahoma.
It is great to be here in Tullahoma. We're having a fantastic time, great city, lots of wonderful hospitality, and the airport and the local community has been fantastic to us.
What are some of the things that take place during an event like this?
So this is called a fly-in, where we've had our members from all over the region, from 300-400 miles away, fly their small aircraft in for an event, and we have seminars, we have exhibits, and aircraft to look at, and people just getting to know each other and have a good meal together and watch a little aerobatic demonstration, etc.
Well, I heard that last night there were 600-700 people here for barbecue dinner, and y'all had some great songwriter, Nashville type entertainment. How'd that go?
We sure did. It was a great event. We had over 600 folks here for barbecue dinner and performance with Paul Lime, Paul Overstreet, and some other well-known Nashville songwriters. Did a singer-songwriter night and shared the stories behind all the country music songs you and I know very well.
And so I guess for a lot of people that are at this event, that might be a first-time thing for something like that.
Yeah, it really was. It was a great chance for them to get to see something local to the Nashville area, the Tennessee music industry, and so I know a lot of folks really enjoyed that.
Well, how do you like this facility out here we have?
Oh, this is fantastic. Beechcraft Heritage Museum and the Tullahoma Municipal Airport have been fantastic hosts for us. One of the most beautiful environments we've ever been able to hold one of these events.
Well, I'm sorry we had the rain we had yesterday. You missed that beautiful weather by about 3 days, but I know it's fun anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody's had a great attitude. We're soaking through to our bones and cold, but it's we're having a great time.
That's all right. That's Chris Eads, Director of Outreach and Events for the AOPA. We certainly do hope you'll take a chance to come back and visit us again.
Absolutely. Been great to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
And folks, this is what it's all about. Hundreds of airplanes and pilots getting together to have fun and learn about the industry that they're involved in for pleasure.
Get Fit for Life Tullahoma. Join the Hardin Regional Medical Center and Get Fit Tullahoma Health Fair and Fitness Expo, Saturday, October 31st at Northgate Mall from 9 until noon. Talk to health professionals, free health screenings, and see different types of fitness activities available in our community. This is a fun-filled morning with demonstrations and free information for all ages. Start now and learn to make a change that lasts a lifetime. Visit the Hardin Get Fit Tullahoma Health Fair and Fitness Expo, Saturday, October 31st from 9 until noon at Northgate Mall.
Did you take your medicine?
Oh, gosh, I forgot it.
Her nurse.
You need a claim number?
Her personal assistant.
Let me just grab a...
Her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm proud to have with me today Miss Samantha Chamley, and you are with the American Cancer Society.
I am.
And you're sort of new to that in our area?
I am. This will be going on my 3rd year to work with the Relay for Life volunteers here in this area.
Okay.
So the past 2 years I've been around.
Okay. Well, where are you from originally?
I am actually from Shelbyville.
Okay.
So just right next door,
Right
Bedford County.
right down the street.
I started volunteering there with Relay for Life back in 2006 after I lost my mom to cancer.
Mhm.
So I've been in the world of Relay for Life for many years.
Okay. And so Shelbyville, what tell us about the area that what you do covers, as far as you're not just Bedford County, obviously you're
Correct.
Coffee County as well.
Yes, I cover Bedford County, Coffee County, which is 2 events. There's Tullahoma and then the Manchester event, and Moore County and Lincoln County. So I cover 5 different events.
So you have 5 different events. And when is that going to take place?
Well, the actual event itself is in the spring. All of those events are in the spring. The one here in Tullahoma is May 27th at Tullahoma High School. Hopefully, football field. We won't get rained out this year. We're keeping our fingers crossed. We won't have to move into the gym.
Well, but that's even if it's kind of damp, that's a nice track down there, so it's a good walkable surface.
It is, yes. Very, very nice facilities, and we thank them for always allowing us to use that.
Okay, and then what other things, I mean, where do you office?
I office out of my house.
Okay.
Because I'm actually stationed out of the Chattanooga office, so it's too far for me to drive back and forth.
Right.
So I have a home office, but then I'm normally out in the communities, 3-4 days a week. So that's just kind of there for my computer
okay.
to do that little bit of office work that's needed, but otherwise I'm out in the communities working with the volunteers.
So this is a fundraising event?
It is a fundraising event, but it's not just about the fundraising. At Relay for Life events, we have the opportunity to honor the cancer survivors in those areas. We want to make them feel special, and they give others hope, and so that's what we want to do is honor them. And then we also have a special luminarias ceremony where we remember those we've lost to cancer.
Right.
It's very touching. It's the one ceremony out of all the events that it really lets me sit back and reflect why I started doing Relay for Life and kind of remember my mom in those moments and things.
So these events are in the spring.
Most of them, yes.
And so when you're out in the community 3 or 4 days a week now, what are you doing? What is your day? Are you soothing people? Are you finding people that need help?
I'm spreading the word about what the American Cancer Society offers. We are a large organization, and a lot of people like to stick to something local. And so my job is to also make sure they realize that we are local. Just because our office, I may work out of the Chattanooga office or our home office is in Atlanta, we very much have programs and services for all the local people.
Okay.
So my job is to get that information out there, and one way is to spread the word. We have an 800 number. It's real easy, 1-800-ACS for American Cancer Society, 2345. And you call this number and they plug in, you get a person, not an automated system. They're there.
Hallelujah.
I know.
Isn't that wonderful?
They're there 24/7, 365 days a year, so it doesn't matter if it's a holiday or what, and they can help you. There's oncology nurses. There's just wonderful things, but especially I try to tell people who are newly diagnosed to call, because they just have awesome things that they can give you. You know, the money we raise goes to help programs and things like this. They can tell you what programs are in the area, what services in their area.
Right.
You know, we have wig services for, you know, women who've lost their hair, and that's a big deal to them. So we're able to give them free wigs. You don't have to qualify. There's nothing like that. If you need a wig and you're fighting cancer, we'll give you a wig. There's Look Good, Feel Better programs to help them feel how to take care of their nails, their skin, because when you're going through these treatments, it does a number to your body. Plus, we have a Hope Lodge in Nashville. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, wonderful. That is good to know. We actually have, in the past, from just January to June, 137 nights at the Hope Lodge has been used by Coffee County residents. And that costs, you know, $100 plus to be able to stay at something like that. And we're able to do that for patients free. And they get to have a caregiver with them. And so it's just a wonderful facility when you're having to travel to Nashville, and a lot of people do for those treatments to those hospitals. You have a place to stay free of charge, and that's a burden off your shoulders, you know, that you don't have to worry about.
And I know that people who are going through that, because we've gone through that in our family on numerous occasions, it's good just to have somebody to talk to.
It is.
From time to time, and other people who are sharing the same experience you are or have already gone through that experience. And so I'm sure that you have a list of mentors or people who can help the newbie, so to speak, travel the course.
Absolutely. We have all kinds of programs for them, you know, support programs for them to talk to someone, who's going through the same thing.
It's very important.
Yes, very important. And the Hope Lodge is able to do that. When I've spoke with people who have stayed there, and that's what they love about it the most, is they're able to talk to people there that are going through the same thing and have that interaction. And so it's a great thing. I actually think that's what our Relay for Life is kind of like. You know, it's a lot of the volunteers have been affected in some way. And so to me, it was a support group for me when I joined and, you know, grieving the loss of my mother. And that's what we like to do, is be there for those. You know, if it's a shoulder to cry on or encouraging words, you know, that's what we want to be there for. So it's not just about the fundraising, it's also about the community just being there for one another.
And on a short note before we finish, do you have instruction and information on hospice care?
On hospice, there is a local hospice here who I actually know a few people who work there. I don't have instructions or anything like that for them, but I definitely recommend it. We used that care with my mother. It's a great facility. They are really there to help, you know, take care and just give you the best service that you can get in the end of life.
How can somebody get in touch with you if they want to either write you a check or volunteer?
You know, I always take checks. Cash, credit cards, it doesn't matter. The best way to get me is probably my cell phone, which is 703-7267, area code 931, or my email, yes, it's at the bottom of the screen, is samantha.chambly@cancer.org.
Very good. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Keep the good work up.
Thank
Come
you.
back and see us again, will you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. We'll be right back after these messages.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing. Or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have with us now, and I'm sorry to say I forgot her name because we got to talking about something else. Your name is?
Wanda Elser.
Wanda Elser, okay, and Wanda's with Grace Baptist Church, and she's here to talk to us today about a basketball program that you got that's going to be starting pretty soon and has been in existence for a few years.
Yes, we've been going, this will be our 8th year, and Upward was started by Kaz McCaslin many years ago, and now it's worldwide. It's a really terrific program. We want to build the kids up spiritually, mentally, socially, and athletically, teaching them the game of basketball.
Okay.
And
does the program have a name?
Upward.
Upward, okay.
Upward Basketball.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right.
And it's a wonderful program. We like to be sure the kids build up their self-esteem and confidence, and treat each kid as if they're a winner. And they get equal playing time, and we make it a lot of fun for them. They just practice one day a week and play games on Saturday.
Okay. You mentioned something that I think is pretty neat for your program, and that's that everybody gets to play. It doesn't matter how good you are at that point. Everybody gets to play. Yeah.
Yes. We have an evaluation that will be coming up November the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. And it's very important when you sign up that you come to the evaluations, because we put this information into the computer and it matches the kids up as best as we can. Nothing's perfect, but it does a good job of putting them equal on the teams, and they each get equal playing time. And they do have a great time playing, and I enjoy it as much as the kids do. I love to watch them improve from the first game to the 8th game. And they play 8 games. It goes January 9th is when the first game starts. And then our awards night is going to be March the 5th. And we have a big celebration there at the end. We don't keep standings because that's not important. Every kid's a winner. Every team's a winner. And we would encourage all kids, kindergarten through 6th grade, to come and play. And this helps prepare the kids too if they want to play middle school or high school ball. And it's just a really, I wasn't, when it first came out, I wasn't so sure about the concept of it, but it has been such a blessing and such a wonderful program that I love it. I love it, and the kids seem to too.
It would seem to me that the program, as I've seen it in action a couple of times, that this is just a great way to bring families together, because when you put those children out there, you're going to have mom and daddy and grandma and grandpa and all those folks that are there. Yeah, everybody coming in to see that.
And our coaches are just volunteers. We have a training program that we have for them, and our coaches are volunteers. And we also have a training program for them, because the rules are just a little bit different in Upward to regular basketball. We start them out, they play man-to-man and no zone until they get into the 5th grade.
I see.
And they have to stay with their man, and we have color-coded bands that we match the kids up equally, so one is not guarding another who is just running amok. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so they're equally matched, and they have little colored bands so they can keep up with their man, because in kindergarten and 1st grade sometimes hard for them to remember which is their man, but they can look at that color code a little band on their
That's a
shoulder
great idea.
that they know
Yeah.
to stay with that person.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's a great idea and a good way to learn that, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Do
It's
you feel
working
like
real
that
well.
because you're in an environment where it doesn't necessarily matter if you win or lose, that you get to participate? I'd have to think that's really good for those kids.
It is awesome, and it is so refreshing to have a kid come up and they'll ask after the game, "Did we win?" You know, and I'll tell them a lot of times, "Did you have fun?" And they'll usually respond, "Yeah." I say, "That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You both won." And so we don't stress winning and losing. It's just out there having fun and enjoying yourself.
And if I recall correctly, there's a spiritual aspect that's entered into this at some point during each event.
Absolutely. We teach them the game of basketball, but during their practices, they have one practice a week. We have a devotion time where we teach them about the Lord, and then they go right back to that's about halfway through their practice, and then they go back to practicing. And then on game days, we have a devotion time at halftime also to hopefully reach some parents as well. And we've had a lot of success at that.
I was going to say, as I've observed that, I bet you do get some adults as well.
You do.
Yeah.
It's really rewarding to see these kids come to know the Lord, and through them, a lot of parents have come to know the Lord and get involved in church.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a great program. And again, it's what age group?
It starts at kindergarten, and it goes through 6th grade.
I see. Okay. Now, you mentioned that coming up pretty soon is the evaluation time. And what does the evaluation entail?
Okay, it's just some skills and drills we put them through, and we rate them, and then that's the information we put in the computer to help match the kids up to have equal teams.
Right.
And it's very important if they sign their kids up to come to evaluations. And those will be November the 2nd and the 3rd and the 5th.
Right.
And the games or practices will start November the 30th. December the 31st is the deadline to sign a child up. We do go to the end of December. Games start January the 9th. And like I said, the awards night will be March the 5th. There's 8 games.
Okay. And if I recall, the awards night's a pretty big deal in itself.
Yes, it is. We have a guest speaker who is very entertaining, geared more toward the kids, but I think the adults would enjoy it as much as they do. And we have some prizes we give away, drawings and whatnot, and it's usually like basketballs or hats, basketball hats, or it's baseball caps, but various different things that people have donated that we give as door prizes for the kids and draw their names out. And the parents come too, and we've had, like I say, some parents as well as kids come to know the Lord through that.
Okay, I can just tell you love this program.
I do. I really do.
All right, and the most important thing we've got it on the screen there. This is Grace Baptist.
Grace Baptist.
Upward Basketball. And if you've got a child that you'd like to put into that program, who do you contact and what do you do?
They can contact me if they need to get some more information. Applications are at the church at 1901 Avoca Road, and that's Grace Baptist Church. Or they can go online, which is on, I think, going to be on the screen there too. There it is, registrationupward.org /UPW60020.
Okay.
And feel free to do that. That's a great way now for people to sign up without having to get out. But we also offer cheerleading for the girls. And if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to call me or text me. Mine is Wanda Elser, 1966 @gmail.com. Or you can call me at 931-581-1966.
Okay.
And I'll be glad to answer any questions.
It's a great program, Wanda. I'm excited for you because I can just tell you love this.
I do.
And it absolutely is a good program, so we want you to get involved in that. Give Wanda a call and get yourself and your children out. It's a great family
Amen.
been involved in Upward Basketball. Wanda, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thank you.
Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living right after this.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is, The Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is, The Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
All right, we're back, folks, and I have Miss Tori Raby with me today, and we are going to talk about the zombie run and the way I walk around. I could be one. Tori, what's going on at Parks and Recs now? This weekend?
Yes, we have a big weekend. It starts at 4:30, zombie run, and anybody that's interested, you can do it one of two ways. You can either be a zombie. And
that'd be me. I'll be a zombie.
So you can either be a zombie or you can be what we call the living.
Right.
And the goal is, it's almost like you'll get a belt, kind of like a flag football belt that has flags on it, and those are considered your life. So you'll go through on the run, there will be different stations where there are zombies, and the zombies are trying, they can't run, they have to do everything just like a zombie.
They have to do a zombie stuff.
Yeah, and they'll be in makeup, so, and the goal is they take your life. They grab a flag, and to win the race, you have to have all your life, and there will be, I guess, what you call energy stations or life stations, some random different spots where you can actually grab
some more life?
Yeah. To finish with. So yeah, but the goal is to not get all your flags taken.
All your flags taken away. How long is the race?
It's not a 5K, and we haven't advertised it. We just advertised it as a fun run. It's actually about 2.55 miles. So yeah.
And it's going to be where again? Where does it start?
It's going to start at Fraser McEwen. It's going to be along the Greenway, and I think there may be a map on the website.
That'll be a good place over there to hide zombies, won't it? Yeah.
So, but anybody that wants to be a zombie in it, of course, it's free. It's a donation to the animal shelter to run in it. So, and anybody that wants to be a zombie just needs to be there at least an hour, a little bit more ahead of time, because we'll do the makeup.
Okay. So you're gonna make them up and all that as well. That's cool.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
So it should be fun.
Where is this? I'm sure, is this a fresh idea from here, or is that something that's been done?
We've never done one here,
right?
But it was something that Kurt wanted to run with and try and see how it would go over, and with it being kind of Halloween.
So yeah, that's wonderful.
Kind of a good lead in, and we'll also be selling T-shirts that say "I survived the zombie run." And they're really cool. So, and all the
eyeballs
proceeds,
hanging off of them and stuff.
We kept it cute and clean.
Yeah, I understand.
So, and then after that, of course, we have the big concert starting at 6:30. So
and that's
kind
at
of a lead-in.
Fraser McEwen Park as well.
I'll be right there, and that's.
Well, tell us a little bit about that. I think you have 2 bands coming.
We do. The opening act is Geneva. It's more of a biker band. So, And then they're opening for Big Gun, which is an AC/DC tribute band. So, and you can go online and kind of listen to some of their music.
And I've heard that they're really pretty good at being that.
Yes.
You know, you see a lot of tribute bands come around, and some of them, you know, are Beatles and this and that and the other. Some of them are okay, but some of them are really, you know, have got it down. And I've heard that this band is the one for an AC/DC tribute band.
Yeah, they've got
They're
a really
the one.
good sound. If you like that, that style of music, and like I personally am a fan, so.
Yeah, so we'll explain that. What's available there? Just anybody can come, and then what can they bring or not bring, and how's that all that work for people who haven't been to one of these?
Well, it's a free concert, and we will have concessions, so you know, no outside food will be allowed in, but we'll have concessions, and the concessions, the proceeds from that, as far as like what we sell, and also Bud Light's a sponsor. So that's something new, with it being a split now. So basically, proceeds are going to the Tullahoma daycare. So it's, you know, we're benefiting.
That's good.
Yeah, it's great.
That's good then. Everything's good.
Yes.
That's good. Well, thank you for coming and sharing all of that with us, and hopefully we can see more of you.
We'll have some good
people.
stuff
I don't know if people remember, but she was the athletic director at Motlow College out here, and is left there to come to work for the city of Tullahoma and share all of her knowledge and energy with us.
Yes.
Zombie run.
That's right.
Are you going to be a zombie or a runner?
You know what?
You'd be a good zombie.
I would love to be a zombie. I would.
Okay. All right. All right, folks. We'll be back after these messages.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mate. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com.
to find our handcrafted designs for
The Cock of the Walk.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Life Care at Tullahoma, and it's prom night at Life Care. All of these lovely people are in here all dressed up. These girls have flowers on and all their finery, and there's a gentleman there got his boutonniere on. The Life Care folks are having a prom for all these good folks tonight. Isn't it great? Look at that couple right there. There you go. There's my buddy Mike right there. Look at you. Boy, you're looking sharp tonight. Feeling good. Look at sweet Melissa. Sweet Melissa. All right, look at them in here. They're all dressed up, and everybody's got their flowers on and their prom dresses on. Look at there. All right. Look at all of them. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that. He's even beautiful. Yeah, everybody's looking good. How you doing, man?
Doing good, sir.
Doing good. Look at all these folks. Fine folks in here tonight. It's prom night at Life Care Center. All these great people. Man. This bunch over here. Look at there. There's the cricket right there. Boy, you looking good, Daddy. Yeah, there's Travis right there. Look at that. Hey, man, how you doing?
Doing good.
You gonna dance tonight? Prom night? All right.
I'm not warm to with all these
Beautiful women here at Life Care in Tullahoma. And look at here. Look at the table set. All this good-looking food. Look at that dance crew back there. That's that Life Care. Those are the Life Care girls right there. There's a superstar of stage and screen right there, Miss Marilyn Harris. All right, there's two pretty ladies right there, and there's a pretty picture right there on the table. How about telling me about that picture? What's that all about?
Well, that picture there is my mother when she's 16 years old. Her name is Norma Jean, and I'm her daughter Sue. She's 85, and this was a month before she got married in December of 1945.
Okay.
And she turned 16 and then got married in January of 1946. And she says the dress she's wearing is red.
Is red dress?
She likes lady in red.
You look mighty pretty. What's that one today? Purple? Sort of a lavender?
This is blue.
Blue? Yeah, well, I'm about colorblind, I guess. Well, you sure do look pretty today.
Thank you, Mother.
It's the one and only Mr. Robert Cricket Mullins.
All right. There's Cricket Mullins right there, the king of the prom. There it is. There's Cricket Mullins, the king of the prom.
Okay, now we all know the king is important, but we know that the king is there just to take pictures with the queen. This year's 2015 prom queen is the one and only Miss Janice Ramsey.
And Janice Ramsey is the prom queen. Look at her, isn't she beautiful?
We'd like to join them on the dance.
There they are right there. The king and queen of the 2015 prom at Life Care Center in Tullahoma. There's Cricket dancing with his daughter right there. And the prom queen dancing with her son.
Love me true, all my dreams fulfilled. For my darling, I love you, and I always will.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, we're back, and show full of stuff today.
It was. It went by in a hurry.
Went by in a hurry. A lot going on this weekend, but one thing we don't want to forget is the Tullahoma Wildcat football.
That's right.
Friday night, they're playing Lawrence County tonight, and it's a game they might do well in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first of the last 3 games at home.
Yeah.
And also Golden Eagle football on Friday
Playing
night.
Stewart County this Friday night at home, and they're needing to win. The Golden Eagles are. They started out 5-0 and lost the last 2 to some major opponents. Played Independence last week. They're undefeated and #1 in the state. So it looks like a good game, good weekend for football.
Weather's going to be great, folks. Get out there and enjoy it. Get out the room. Stop doing all that stuff you do every day. Go do something different. This is the time of year to have a little fun. Get out there and get you some.
That's it. That's exactly right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're gone.
Bye.